Hi everyone, this is Yemi from purposefulme.co.uk. I've been doing this series based on my book, Flying High in a Polka Dot Dress. The book is on Amazon worldwide and you can get an e-version or a print version. I wrote this book in 2015 and it was on the back of many people asking me to write this book because of the stories that I shared with them every time I had an opportunity to tell a story. I love stories because stories stay with us. So I decided to write the stories mostly about the lessons that I learned growing up in Nigeria. So the layout of the book is that every chapter is preceded by a quote that pretty much summarizes the lesson. And at the start of every lesson, there's also a summary of the lesson, and then there's the story. So let's go. George Bernard Shaw said something. He said, "The people who get on in this world are the people who get up and look for the circumstances they want, and if they can't find them, make them." The people who get on in this world are people who get up and look for the circumstances they want, and if they can't find them, they make them. I learned you must have a goal, even though it can come at a price. Here goes the story. Daddy always made sure we knew that we were his priorities. He spent all of his available time outside of work with his family and especially his children. I recall from the ages of 6 to 10, before I went to boarding school, we spent our evenings on a leather carpet and he would tell us story after story. He would share riddles and make us come up with the answers. And it took a really long time before we realized that he made up some of those tales as he went along. So as we got older and wiser and recalled a bit more, we caught him out when he tried to retell a story and couldn't remember how it went. I learned to tell stories from him, and he helped us to develop a powerful imagination, which has come in handy to this day. One of the most effortless things for me to do is to write or tell a story. And my love for this art form came purely from a father who devoted his time to me. With every tale, my father encouraged, challenged, inspired, and occasionally scared us, but in a good way. There was always a lesson to be learned. Good always trumped evil, and hard work always paid off, or mostly paid off. As I got older, Daddy stayed at home to coach us, help us study, and even watch the TV with us. He made sure we knew we were his priorities. His friends would show up and ask him to go out for a drink, and in most cases he would say no. He lost a lot of friends because of that. Even when he occasionally agreed to a drink, he would not hesitate to give us his full attention if we showed up with a book or a request, which we often did. It was one of those things we love to do. I'll grab a book and just go to him with a book, and he would immediately leave everything else that he was doing. His friends could not fathom how he could be so satisfied with his family and not seek much else. But Daddy was trying to enjoy his family because he saw us as a blessing. I learned from my father that you must let those you love know they are important through any means possible. Use your words, use your actions, use your time. Let your very existence tell the same story. You know, whenever my father was expecting one of us to come home, he would stroll to the main road a dozen times with eager anticipation, looking at every car, peering into every taxi, wondering, is that them? Is that her? Is that him? He could not and would not stay still until we got home. We got used to this, expecting to see him along the road. And if we actually came at the time that he wasn't along the road, we were actually disappointed. For me, seeing him along the road or sat on a bench close to the house was the first reminder of having been missed and feeling loved. He would then give us his undivided attention as he caught up on all our news. And within minutes, he would be bragging about us to anyone who cared to listen. He knew how to make us feel loved, wanted, and adored. He didn't have a lot of money, but he had a love and a passion for his children, and I would not trade that for all the money in the world. Most importantly, I learned that you have to prioritize the things you value. If you value your family, your children, then let your behavior, let your choices tell that story. At the end of the day, you only have them for a little while anyway. Children leave home, things change, but whatever lessons you've imparted, whatever love you've given, whatever adoration you've shared, that stays with the recipient forever. Thank you for listening to this story. Again, as I said earlier in the video, you can go on to Amazing Word World and order the book. You can also get an e-version of the book as well as a print version, and it's called Flying High in a Polka Dot Dress. Thank you for watching and have a great day.